Welcome back to another episode of How to Make a Civic Fast, and in this one we set about making it look like a car again. Good morning everybody, it is another day and we finally have all the last of our parts. The rocker cover is done. Also we've got this RB, well it's not an RBC, it's a Skunk 2 intake. It's for K20Z3, so it has the water housing on the end. So we need to modify that. We need to put the reverse lockout switch in the gearbox. Put all the release bearing and clutch fork in there as well. Then dress up all the intake manifold, put the injectors on, throttle body, all the lube. It's going to be a busy day, but we're going to absolutely smash it. It's going to be good. Everything's going to be positive today. A couple of hours later. Rocker cover's on, looks unreal. So, look at that. Looking new now. I have just measured across here, so I put a straight edge across the power steering pump down to the crank pulley. You can just see a gap there. Luckily we've got a lathe here, so I just need to turn down these spacers ever so slightly, so half a mil, and that should bring all that into line. But yeah, so we'll just turn that down a little bit, pull the pump over to the engine a bit, and that will pull all the belt in line, because if we don't get that right, the belt will climb out, or it will lessen the life of the belt as well, because obviously it will be gaining a lot of heat on that outside or inside edge. Like butter. So from my measurements, it was about 0.8 of a mil. So we've just done that, see if it fits, see if it fits. Oh, like a glove. Got that bolted up now and recheck it. And that's it, done, spot on. Onto the inlet now. A few hours later. Well, it was going well until it wasn't. It looks unreal, really, really good. Engine crane's out, because I did get it off the engine stand, because I was going to put the flywheel on, but before putting the flywheel on, change the crank seal, just because while you're there. The seal's been dropped in the block, so it's bent. So I got all the old one out and everything, put the new one in. So mint. But anyway, we've been absolutely firing on all cylinders. Look at it. Unreal. This was a bugger to fit, but we got it done. Put some heat shield in here as well. So obviously we had to cut that whole end off of it to obviously clear this. Plugs are in. Power steering pump is absolutely prime. Throttle body's all on. Got rid of the fuel evap sensor as well, so just need to tune that out on the K-Pro, so we're going to be running K-Pro. Oh yeah, got all the injectors in as well. These are all DC5 stock ones. Look at it, look at it. And the heat management as well. Couple of days later. Gearbox is absolutely complete. Reverse lockout switch is in. Engine totally complete. Belt on. All of that stuff. I've just got to put the loom on. Spicy flywheel on as well. Nice lightweight. Get some revs. The wire's so sweaty. I'll show you. One sec. I'll show you what's in here. I'm trying to do the shafts. I've done one. Just got to knock the CV off. Just knock it off. These are brand new shafts. Will that come off? No. Like, I'm hitting it so hard. My copper hammer is not bueno. But yeah, we'll keep rotating it and hitting it back on, and then hitting it off again. See if we can get it to go, but the clip just will not play ball. This is what it's come to. I have safety spectacles on. We've had to cut the CV off, even with a sledgehammer. Just sacrificing that one because we don't need it anyway, and it still will not budge. Behind the scenes, eh? That's what we have to deal with. Come to it, right, even with everything cut off, it still will not budge, so I've put a little relief cut in it, nearly all the way through. Now, should just be able to give that one sharp tap into there, which will then crack this, which then should relieve the tension on it. Come on then. Oh, see, there she goes. Now will it come off? Be nice if it did, wouldn't it? Go and cut it the other side. What do we have here, sports fans? What do we have here? So now I need to clean up all these splines and then build the shaft update. We've cleaned up all of the splines and everything, and we are ready to go. Some stuff just puts up a fight, and it's been a growing trend with this car, and this is a brand new shaft. This is what you have to deal with. There we go, done. That was an absolute pain. Thanks for coming along for the journey. That is us done. Next time you'll see me, we'll be building the Civic. Stefan should have done his magic on the body by then. Hi everybody, remember this? I know I forgot about it as well, but this is our Honda Civic EK9 full rebuild. Obviously, since you last seen it, has changed quite a lot. Last time you would have seen it, this was just a complete bare shell. It wasn't quite this yellow because it was extremely faded, but it's all been freshly, well, let's start again. So down here, it's now a full rolling shell because it's my fault we didn't actually film putting it back to a rolling shell because we just needed to turn it around really quick to get it off to Stefan for paint. So yeah, in that process, all of the brake lines and everything went back in. That's the first thing to go in. And then the fuel tank, all the rear suspension arms, uprights, all of that stuff, all of the front as well. So all the front subframe, steering rack, suspension arms, coilovers, everything's in the front as well. However, something else we had to do as well before it went for paint, we had to roll all of the arches. So they are absolutely unreal, because obviously you don't want to be doing that after it's been painted. So get all that done first, and then when it is painted, it's all sealed in. And Stefan has absolutely smashed it out of the park. So obviously you might notice the engine bay, that is all painted. The inside of the car, come with me, Nathan, come around, let's go. All the inside's painted as well, because if you know your Hondas or just Japanese cars in general, they don't really have any paint on at all. That's why they rust a lot. So yeah, get everything painted, treated if it needs it, but this was perfect anyway. So everything's painted. There's a gearbox down there, there's an engine there, and now we need to get all that in at some point. So it is at a point where we can get it back together. Everything's been ordered and stockpiled in the background, so it should just be a case of finding a lot of free time and just start smashing it back together. There's no doubt we're going to find bits that are missing. We have been through the car anyway, like when we got it, and as we were stripping it apart, just trying to get any little trim pieces and stuff that we needed. So hopefully we should be in a good position just to work through it and build it, and then it's going to be an absolute ripper. That engine, see, you might have seen it's all been checked over and built, got full fresh gearbox as well by myself, so obviously that's all ready to go. So that engine should produce around 250, 255 horsepower as it is, with the breathing mods and everything, and the exhaust we've got is absolutely unreal. So it's going to sound amazing, it's going to absolutely rip, and even better, it's going to look incredible as well. Fresh paint, fresh build, all amazing. One of you's going to win it at the end of it, but I don't know when yet. Some time later. Got all the back end on, it's got the spoiler put back together, all sealed in as well, because Honda stuff, they do like to let water in, so obviously made some new gaskets under there. Same with the rear lights, they're all sealed in as well with new foam and some sealer, because the foam is absolutely pants. And now we are moving our way into the engine bay, so we have a lot of work to do here. It's not going to look like I've done very much for a while, because it's lots of little tedious bits. So we've got to get all of the loom in first, then we need to put all the brake lines in, then put the master cylinder in, clutch master as well, all of that stuff before we can even think about putting the engine in. So we do have a hell of a lot of work ahead of us. Yeah, we're just going to hammer at it, get as much done as possible. You know what these are? No. These are loom ties.
What's that mean?
Tying looms. 1 month later. Hello champions, here we are. You might notice there's an engine in the car. Obviously it's been a while since we've been able to actually shoot some footage in the background. Just been cracking along with this. Engine's in, gearbox is in. There's been lots of obstacles we've had to compete with while doing it as well. The engine bay is actually done now, so that's all done, that's all wired. All the wiring for the batteries there, everything's ready to go there. However, on the inside of the car, we've got to do all the wiring for the ECU and everything, so we've got a conversion loom in there. I'm just plumbing that through at the moment. It's a new gearbox, that's got a Quaife diff in it. Everything up front now's got fluid in, apart from the brakes, because we're still waiting on braided brake lines, which was supposed to be next day. We're now nearly a week on. This is just typical how this build has gone. We've just been waiting for stuff all of the time, so I'm really happy with how it's going. I need to do some more soldering and lying on my back in the car. A little while later. Previously on EK9 Diaries, here it is, the EK9, the engine is in, you saw that last time, however it's now all wired up, it's plumbed in, there's fluids in everything, which can only mean one thing, can't it, Nathan? You haven't heard this, have you, Nathan? Nathan, you wait. Good thing is there's no error codes as well. Just done some mapping on the ECU. You might notice there's no exhaust on it, that's just a manifold at the moment, that's why. Loud, but it's absolutely sweet, isn't that? So we've done a lot of work to try and make this as user-friendly as possible. You can just bang an EK9 in, but there's certain things you should do that will make it more refined. So we've got power steering on it. So down there, we have an Integra DC5 power steering pump. We've got a DC2 EG subframe with DC2 power steering rack as well to connect all of that up. What else have we done, Nathan? Oh, got all the brakes plumbed in now as well, so we actually have brakes, so realistically, you can go drive this if you want, but before we do that, we should probably put some panels on, shouldn't we, because it looks a bit naked. There's a few bits missing, isn't there? So yeah, really cool thing. There's lots of custom bits we have to do on this, so it has taken quite a while to get to this point, like custom intake, obviously all those brake lines, ABS delete as well, because of the manifold wouldn't clear the ABS pump, but it's just going to be perfect, this thing. It's going to be mega power, looks awesome. The engine bay looks awesome at the moment, but yeah, we'll get all the rest looking good as well. And then we've got to move to what's in here, haven't we? Because in there is nothing. You know what these are now?
What?
Stop putting stuff on, mate. Get out my bolt box. Stop. This is a tap and die set because all of the tap holes are full of paint, so I just like to chase them out. See that? Clean threads. You know what we need?
What?
Copper slip. Put a bit in there on the mating surface so it doesn't a bit on the thread look like that. You know why we do this? Because it makes it harder for Chris and Si to clean it up. I'm joking. I've been doing this so long I can see with my fingers. It's in. Have you noticed anything since we've attached this wing?
It looks like a car.
We have hella camber. See that? You see that? I saw with my fingers. Did you see that?
Yeah, but it's also called seeing with your eyes because you move.
But I wasn't looking, I was like this. That is interesting. There's a bit of flex in this wing, which could have happened in the cooking stage. You know what we got to do now, Nate?
What?
Panel gaps. Each panel in front of the next one. So you want them ever so slightly higher, so it's in the level, because otherwise you get wind noise.
Oh, because it whistles.
Yeah. So if you look at that, it's ever so slightly higher, but the gaps all like. Right, move up to this side, we'll do the same again. So at the moment I'm looking at where the slopes lines are on the wing for the door. So that's these bits. Making sure they're level. I'm happy with this side, but I think the other side needs a little bit of movement. See, that's ever so slightly higher than here.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
Same there?
Yeah.
So that's telling me that whole wing needs to come down a little bit, but that gap there is the same as the other side. So we don't need to worry about adjusting the level of the door because that's right to the other side. So just want to pull that wing down ever so slightly. Panel gaps take forever. A bit later on.
What?
Wings wrong.
What?
Wings wrong. We'll get these just in the right place. Just the right amount of tappage. Chris, come in, man.
1 week later.
Bonjour, hope everybody's good. We are approaching that time. Put the stickers on. Nathan, how good does this look? Looks, oh god, it looks good. We've got the whole of the outsides done. Everything's done, everything's aligned, everything looks unreal. Brand new badges, brand new stickers, brand new weather strips on the doors. Oh, Nate, how good does that look? I'm trying not to swear. That looks unbelievable. It's so good. It's so good. All the shuts are perfect. I can't stop looking at it, Nate. Oh, what do you reckon?
Good.
Good. I'd agree. It is good. Nate, this shot back here. I know I'm running around, but unbelievable. I need to take this to the workshop now because there's some bits I need a workshop for. So yeah, gonna align it all, get all the interior in, not in this order. Do all the exhaust, got to modify all that to make that fit the K-swap header, and I'll be coming back here. And then it'll be getting a deep clean. And then it's going on the page.